start with, we have to start with this storyteller, because he's shown a story, and he's the brains behind Rebirth. He's the one that had that thought, that seed, and he planted it, and here we are 3 years later with Rebirth of the Grit. And it's Sola's story. He is the co-founder of Rebirth of the Grit. He is the resident storyteller. So as I said, any rebirth, you will hear from Sola's story. One of his exciting physical storytelling stories that he tells you that you have to get involved in and you have to respond. And you must know the call and response that he's going to tell you, right? You will know it because you will know it. He's a community entrepreneur. He's an author. He's a writer. He's an educator. He's a creative facilitator. He is the one and only Sola Story. Please give your best reactions. And if you want to, you can clap or you can wave if you don't want to come off mute. Give all the energy you can so that everyone feels like they're on the stage. So please give it up for Sola Story.
Hashima people, Hashima. For those of you that don't know, Hashima is a Swahili word. It means respect. So I'm just offering respect to all of you because we are all together. We are here connected. The practice of Ubuntu, the understanding of the village, means that respecting you is respecting myself, and that respecting myself, in order to respect myself, I must therefore respect you also. So before I begin my main story, what I want to do is to just think about the concept of unshackling and emotional emancipation. And I wanted to just run this by you. So in many parts of Asia, the way that they catch monkeys is very simple. They take a coconut, they bore a hole in it. The coconut hole is wide enough for a monkey to get its hand in, like so. And it can grab the food. They put food in there. The monkey can grab the food. However, it is not also wide enough for the monkey to pull its hand out. Let me just turn off this Alexa. It's not also wide enough for the monkey to pull its hand out. What the monkey has to do is let go of the food, and then it can easily pull its hand out. But the monkey refuses to let go because the monkey is programmed to keep hold of what it has in its hand. And so the hunter comes along a few hours later, and the monkey is still there, grasping hold of the food, trapped, when it could easily let go and be free. So it chose the food over freedom. Similarly, elephants. How do you train a mighty beast like an elephant? Tying a chain around the elephant's foot, a full-grown elephant, you tie a chain around that foot, you're asking for your life to be handed to you on a plate, as well as the fact that it will uproot the stake that you tie its foot to. So the way that people do this is they get baby elephants, and they tie the chain to the stake. The baby elephant tries to get away. It's not strong enough, but it still keeps trying. It can't get away. Eventually, it starts to walk in a circle around the post. Then when the baby elephant becomes a bigger elephant, they put a thicker chain there. And they put enough iterations of chains there that when the baby elephant gets to a point where it feels there's no point, it cannot escape. And at that point, the trainer just leaves a rope tied to the elephant's foot, not chained to anything, and the elephant still walks in that same perimeter that it's been conditioned to do so. It's important to think about that because that's what we do. We do that emotionally. We can't let go of things. That person that did that thing, we can't let it go. We embrace the toxicity of past hurts as if they are prized possessions, and we let them dictate our lives. And as an example of this, I'm going to tell you a story. And this story is set in a place far from here, but near to there. And I'm just going to say that one more time. So I'll say in a place far from here. And if you will say, but near to there, you can unmute. I don't mind the cacophony and the noise of it. If we just unmute and say that together. So, in a place far from here,
but near to there.
The animals could talk in that time, in that long ago ancient time. And the animals were friendly with each other. They saw themselves as a village. It was Ubuntu in their lives. The only thing was that when the rains came, the smaller animals would die. It was very serious. So, leopard. Now, leopard at that time was a king amongst the people, although they had no kings. What I mean is his energy was kingly. And so leopard called all the animals together and said, we must build a shelter for the animals that drown in the rain. It is time. If you are with me, please let me know. Now Duck said, I'm a duck, and I like the rain. And so therefore, I'm not helping you to build that shelter. Oh no. And also Dog said, I'm a dog, and I live in a cave. I want no part of your shelter. Leopard said, okay, no problem. Go about your business. And so Leopard looked at the other animals and said, how about the rest of you? All the rest of the animals were interested in building this shelter. And so they did. They built the shelter. And when the rain came, all the animals were safe. Duck was on her pond, enjoying living her best life in the rain. Dog was in his shelter. He was dry, he was fine. Anyway, animals in neighboring lands heard about this shelter. And so just like they do nowadays, where they call inventors to come and consult with them to tell them how to create things that the inventor has made, they called Leopard to show them how to work together to build a shelter. So Leopard was gone from the land. During this time, it rained. Then it poured. Then it rained some more. After which it poured and rained and poured and rained and poured and rained and poured. Duck was still living her best life on the pond, enjoying herself, but Dog was in his cave. And the water, you know how water does, it was running along the ceiling, so much water was there, and it was dripping on his head. So Dog would move, and the water was still up, and Dog would move in the other direction, but the water would still land on his head, until in the end Dog said, I'm going to the cave, I'm going to the shelter, I will go to that shelter. And so Dog ran and ran and ran all the way to the shelter, at which point Goat stuck her head out of the window and said, you can't come in because you didn't help to build anything. But Dog was having none of it. Dog jumped into the window, grabbed Goat and bit Goat up and down. There's something you need to know. You see, in those days, the animals had neither teeth nor claws, except for Dog. Dog was the only one that had teeth. And so Dog bit that goat up and down and then threw the goat out of the window. Then turned to all the other animals and said, get out. And the animals looked at Dog's sharp teeth and they got out. It was at that point that Leopard came back. And Leopard saw all the animals outside the shelter in the rain and dog in the shelter. And leopard said to the animals, what happened? And the animals said, well, it was dog. He came with his teeth and he told us to get out. And what else could we do? Leopard said, don't worry, I will fight him. And leopard ran through the window and dived on dog. But leopard did not have teeth. He was strong, but he had no teeth. And so the fight ended in the inevitable way. Dog bit up leopard and threw leopard out of the door. Leopard said to the other animals, it's okay, it's okay. Let's work together. If we work together, we will finish that dog. There's nothing he can do about it. But the animals, they looked at the ground. They looked away. They did not respond. Monkey went even further. Monkey walked over to dog and said to dog, may I be the first to welcome you, your majesty. And he bowed. And one by one, the animals bowed to dog until leopard was left sitting all by himself in the rain. It was not good. It wasn't good. Do you think it was good, Theo? I don't think so. What about you, Itabobo, the African poet? Was that a good thing? They left the poor leopard out in the rain, feeling bad. Leopard sat there. He had nothing to say, nothing to do, until dog, noticing leopard there, got angry. Leopard was not bowing to him. So he sent monkey and goat, go and bring that leopard to me. And tentatively they went out. They saw that leopard still looked strong. They were not confident. So monkey took a stone and he threw the stone onto leopard's head. Bah! At that point, leopard got mad. He got angry. He did not run towards the shelter. He turned and he ran away. He ran and he ran and he ran to the bottom of the mountain where lay a thorn bush. And he spoke to the thorn bush. He said, thorn bush, lend me your thorns for claws. And the thorn bush said, but why would you want such a terrible thing? And leopard told the thorn bush about dog. And dog gave leopard, the thorn bush gave leopard its thorns as claws and said, but you will regret it all. You are starting something new here. Leopard was not listening. He ran further up the hill. And at the middle of the hill, he saw the blacksmith's hut. And he went into the blacksmith's hut and he said, blacksmith, blacksmith, make me some teeth, sharp and pointed. And the blacksmith said, why would you want such a terrible thing? And leopard explained about dog. And the blacksmith said, I'll make you those teeth, but you are starting something else here. You will regret it. And he made leopard teeth. So leopard had claws and teeth. And leopard ran further to the top of the hill. And at the top of the hill, he raised his head and shouted to the thunder, thunder! Thunder! Lend me your voice! And the thunder said, why would you want such a terrible thing? And the leopard explained about dog. And so thunder said, I will give you my voice. However, you're starting something new. You will regret it. And so thunder lent leopard the voice. And so leopard had claws, teeth, and also a and leopard began to run down the hill now, armed with his new weaponry. Leopard ran, and he ran to the shelter where dog was holding court, and he jumped in through the window and he grabbed up dog and he bit and clawed that dog up and down, slammed him against the wall, threw him against the ceiling, smashed him on the floor, and threw him out of the door. Then he looked at the other animals. Meanwhile, dog was as dogs do. Dog was gone. Leopard looked at the other animals and said, Get out! They ran out quick. Leopard was not the leopard they knew. This was a fearsome beast. And this fearsome beast said to them, knock down the shelter now. Monkey said, no, we made a mistake. You are our majesty. You are our king. Please forgive us. Leopard said, knock it down now or I will kill you. The animals knocked down the shelter quick, and then Leopard said, run whenever I see you. From this day, I will kill you and I will eat you. The animals, they were gone. Dog went to the home of Hunter, knocked on the door, said, Hunter, Hunter, if you take care of me, I'll be your dog. I'll show you where the animals live. Hunter said, I like the sound of that. Come on, boy. And from that day to this, Dog has served Hunter in finding the rest of the animals. As for Leopard, Leopard has kept his promise. If he just spies any of those animals who he sees as traitors, he hides in his tree with his bone-breaking paws and his claws, and he jumps from the tree, and it's all over for that animal. The end. Now, before you come in, Lady Essie, as always, I just want to provide a quick breakdown. So that story is about the condition that we are in when we are shackled, when we're shackled by our pasts, our individual pasts, and perhaps even more importantly, by the past of slavery, enslavement, of colonialism, of centuries of degradation that have made us believe that we are less than who we actually are, that we are not capable of working together to make a change. And so instead of working together, we work against each other. We destroy our own shelters. We bring down our own leaders. We work with people who have the interests of themselves, but not us at heart, like Hunter, who wants to kill the animals. And Dog is working for Hunter, even though Dog is himself an animal. Emotional emancipation is when we can get to the stage where even if somebody gives us feedback, we can take the feedback and not see it as criticism or unjust criticism. We're able to humble ourselves. We're able to listen deeply to the essence of what is being said, rather than just defending ourselves and destroying our organizations, which has happened historically in my lifetime more than 10 times. More than 10 examples I can cite where two leaders got into beef with each other and destroyed the organization as a result. Emotional emancipation is a prerequisite to our actual freedom. And freedom of one person is not freedom. As long as our people are in bondage, even if I am a millionaire, I'm not free. So emotional emancipation is the prerequisite to unshackling, and our togetherness is a prerequisite to unshackling and emotional emancipation. And that's what that story is about. It's about what happens if we don't do that. Hashima.